Hey ladies, it's Maria with Meet Me at Zero, and I want to thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to my YouTube channel for the conversations, the prayers, the suggestions, and everything. Today, my only motive today is to inspire and motivate somebody to move. And I will share with you how I started. I wish I had the time to go in depth in regards to my childhood. I didn't play any sports. We eat, as Spanish people, we eat a lot of carbs. Black people say you eat poorly as well. And historically, we eat what we've always known to eat. And so part of my journey started in 2015, even though I have worked out when I was in law enforcement 20 years ago. And back then I tried to slim fast and I did lose some weight. My journey really started in 2015 when I took control of my life. And God's grace and mercy allowed me to start this journey. My kids, I was having problems with both of my children. My marriage was awful and falling apart. And I had to finalize that stage of my life in order to have peace, in order to have joy, in order to have self love and find myself. And so I think that for most of us, there's so much unhealed that carries through from our childhood that I aid because we have not addressed something that's going on mentally and emotionally. It helps us gain weight. It helps us hold to weight. And so healing is so important, and letting go, learning to let go is so important. There are women that are naturally skinny, and you and I know who they are. They're just naturally skinny. So genetic does play a factor. I have received numerous, and I want to say probably more than 3 dozen through my journey since I started in 2015, of people that wanting my help, whether with questions, with anything. And I am more than happy to extend that to you. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a coach. I am not a fitness instructor. Everything that I've learned in the last few years, I am grateful for the people that I've met at Gold's Gym, for all the trainers and the people that have invested in my life to help me in this process. But it really started with me taking control of my life. I got tired and sick and tired. In 2015, I had anxiety, I had depression, my asthma was out of control, my allergies were going crazy, I had migraines, I couldn't sleep, and just taking pills for everything to be functional. And I had to find my way to the cross and start letting go of what was bothering me. And one of the tools that I used was exercise. And so I couldn't get home fast enough. And then when I got home, I didn't want to be home because of the people that were here. And so I would take off and I would head down Westcott. And I started with just walking, and I really didn't tell anybody, because that's another thing. As people, we tend to not, as women, because it's women I'm talking to, we tend to discourage each other. We tend to not think there's enough of the pie to go around to support the next sister in her venture, whatever that is. And so for me, it started, I started going down Westcott, and I started probably, I was 215 pounds. I was wearing around a size 16 comfortable. I could probably squeeze into 14, but when you get to that point that some things just don't look good, you wear a little bit bigger to kind of, you know what I'm talking about. And so I started walking, and what I started doing was I would walk as fast as I could, 15 minutes out, and then I would try to match my time back. And usually it took me longer to get home, but I really got to work out. And I did that for about 2-3 weeks. I have friends who I had a chat group at the time, and I didn't start sharing with them till I was really into it, because I didn't want anybody to damper or to give me any negative vibe. I didn't want anybody patrolling what I was eating. You know those people that you say, I'm going on a diet, and they're like, are you supposed to be eating that? Oh, no, you're not supposed to be eating that. And you don't need any of that in your life. And once you make the decision that you want to take care of yourself, nobody else matters. And so I want to start by saying that you have to address, if you have any issues, address those. If you have insurance and you have not had a checkup, please go see the doctor. Please go follow through with what they're telling you. And there's so much you can do to really prevent a lot of things. And if you're borderline, they're life-changing. And so for me, it was about starting to walk, and I did it consistently, and I did it often, and sometimes twice a day. And I started with 30 minutes, and I got up to an hour. It took me about 6 weeks to start seeing the weight come off, and then it started coming down faster. I joined Gold's Gym only when I knew that I was committed to bettering myself. And there I've met an array of people who I have paid to help me train, and some of them have volunteered information, some I've worked out with. They've become really good friends that I love and treasure to this day. And I look forward to seeing them at every visit at Gold's Gym. I do not endorse any particular anything. I can't do points with Weight Watchers because I like to eat everything. Herbalife, they carry, my brother buys it, and it's one of the cleanest out there. If you can afford it, go for it. There's different programs out there, and everything doesn't work for everybody. For me, I work really hard on self-control, not only in the food part of my life, but in other areas of my life. And so I can eat, a slice or two of pizza, and I don't have to binge over anything. And so that came with time. But for me, for those that have asked me, I really started just with that. I started cutting, I changed all my white to wheat. I cut my red meats, fried foods, don't buy any potato chips, snacks. And let me just say this. When I started, if I felt like having cheesecake, I would just have a portion of the cheesecake, not the whole slice of cheesecake. And again, it was working on self-control. It's better for you to control your life. It's better for you to make adjustments than for a doctor to give you a prognosis, and now you're forced into really changing how you eat, and on top of that, taking medication. For those that have asked me, my favorite protein is Muscle Farm. I get this at Costco. It's a cookies and cream. I buy it when it's on sale. Typically, it's like $40, $50. I think I buy it when it's on sale for about $26, $29. I also like this one, and this one comes in chocolate and vanilla, and they each come with 75 servings a piece for about 20 something dollars. And I can add bananas, peanut butter. I add a lot of cinnamon to my chocolate when I have a sugar craving at night, and also Greek yogurt. I started using FitnessPal because it really does tally what you eat. And you can put in your weight, how much you want to lose. Now, if you've been big for a while, you have to give yourself time to lose the weight. So let me see if I can explain this to some of you. You want it to come off fast, but then you're going to complain that your body's saggy. For me, just like this part here, I don't want any of that. I don't want a turkey neck, and I don't want sag. So you have to give your time. You have to give your body time for you to work out, eat right, so that it shrinks at a pace that will make your body look its best. For me, it's health and fitness are not about a look or big ass, a little waist. It really is about not being on medication, about feeling my best. And at 48, I have a thyroid issue I can't control. I'm currently going through perimenopause, which is driving me nuts. And I do have allergy and asthma. And the pollen here is awful. So those are things that I really have to do my work so that I don't have any flare-ups. Other than that, I don't have high blood pressure, and all this runs in my family. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart issues, all that runs in my family. Diabetes are not things I want or claim, but you have to be aware of what you have. So things I started changing was I eat a lot of turkey. I eat sardines. I eat a lot of tuna. I eat a lot of flounder. I get from Sam's. I shop at Sam's or Costco usually because for me it's the cheapest. I change my milk to 1%. Sometimes I'll have 2%. At this point today, I eat just about anything. I just know how much I can eat of it. I attempt to make it to the gym 3 times, at least 4 times a week. And you have to know for you what it is you're trying to accomplish. For me, I just want to feel good in my clothes. I want to be able to be mobile. I have grandboys. I want to be able to run. I want to be able to enjoy myself and wear certain things that for me, not for the world, in order for me to wear certain things, I have to look a certain way, okay? For me. As women, we tend to critique Lizzo and other women, how dare her, big ass, she's confident enough to wear it, rock it, girl, rock it. You have skinny girls that are constantly body shaming themselves, hating themselves. I can't tell you how many pages I had to unfollow because a lot of what we see on Instagram and social media is fake. You have so many people having butt lifts and having all kinds of procedures done, and then they sell it to you as this fitness career that they have, and we buy into it. A lot of people on social media look a certain way, and when you see them in person, they look completely different. Just like when you talk to somebody who's a TV personality in person, they look a lot different in TV, you know? So I always say focus on you, focus on your body. Think about what makes you happy. For me, I can't imagine me thinking, oh, I want this person's hair, I want this person's body, I want this, you know, you have to be happy with what God gave you. Work with what you have, sister. Um, so many, you know, several women have inboxed me or even at the gym, you know, how do I get a booty? I don't know. God gave me this booty. I'm just trying to keep the booty lifted because everybody wants a booty till the booty starts falling. Because once you have it, you have to keep up with it. If you have surgery, you have to go back and have it refixed. You know, having surgery and having a booty is not health. It's a look. Is you wanting to be accepted or liked physically, or you're trying to gain some attraction, is not the same as being healthy. They're two completely different things. And we're getting lost in our society in the constant bombardment of certain body types that are acceptable. So if you go back to our history as a country, women used to be super skinny. Then I want to say in the 80s, big boobs were the thing. I remember I was married to somebody who was all into the stripper look, big boobs, blue-eyed blonde. Do I look any? No. And so as women, we become tainted and we change. We become hurt through the process of either men we engage that are constantly telling us how hot other women on social media are and not giving you enough accolades. If that's happening to you, you need a new man. Or we have girlfriends that are constantly talking about self-hate and what they hate about their bodies. And then you start hating yourself and comparing yourself because spirits and mindset do transfer. Love yourself. Do I want somebody that when I go to the gym that's going to push me? Yes. But I'm going to love me for me, where I'm at right now, what God has given me. I'm going to give God thanks for the fact that I can walk, for everything that I've been able to accomplish and where I'm at right now. God did not give one person everything perfect. He didn't. It might seem that way. Anything that looks too perfect, there's something deceiving and not right. So some people have beautiful lips. Some people have great complexion. Some people have great hair. Some people have great calves. Some people have great arms. Some people have great chest. Some people have, genetics that are skinny. Some people have, genetics of brilliance, of people that are very scholar and educated. Stop comparing yourself to anybody else and focus on what God gave you, that it is just perfect for what you're supposed to be doing and accomplish. Love yourself. Another thing that I always think is that women don't think when they're talking down on themselves that their children are listening. Your daughters are then shaming themselves, in regards to what's wrong with me. So a lot of our society has geared us to a point where we're constantly seeking to look a certain way, but we're not concerned about feeling a certain way. And so I just want to encourage you this week to make changes. I had to learn to eat a lot of things because I grew up in a farm. My parents barely had any money. We ate a lot of starchy stuff. We ate organic because we ate of every fruit you can imagine Puerto Rico has to offer. But in time and with time, I've learned to eat Greek yogurt, nuts without salt or lightly salted. I eat sardines. I eat tuna. I will try vegetarian stuff. I sometimes don't eat meat, and I'll have lentils. It's one of my favorite foods. Beans. I prefer flounder and seafood, but every so often I will have a hamburger and have red meats. I don't eat fried foods all the time. I can't be eating mac and cheese and pizza and cheesecake and all the things that I love all the time. But don't deprive yourself because then you go back into the crazy. I would say start with portions, start measuring your food, use FitnessPal. It was a lifesaver for me, life-changing. And be realistic with your goal. for most of us, we want something to happen instantly and it doesn't happen, or once it happens, we stop and then we gain all the way back. This has to be a lifestyle event and it takes time and you have to go with baby steps. Go to a great gym. I go to Gold's Gym, and I have a great family there that I can work out with, that I've learned with through the years. I even worked there for a little while. And so when I go to the gym, it is a time for me to have some peace of mind, to close some tabs in my head. I sleep better when I work out. And again, if you have questions, ask. But embrace the madness that you are, the beauty that you are, that is unique to you, and stop comparing yourself to anybody else. Count your blessings. Be thankful for where you're at. Unfollow people that make you feel some kind of way. I don't envy and compare myself to anybody. I don't give a damn who's 48, that is skinny, that has this, that, and the other. They haven't had my journey. They don't know what I've been through. And so for me, till this point, I've lost probably 40 pounds. I am the best shape of my life. I have still much work to do for me. I'm working on those things. But you can see drastic change in your body if you're willing to do the work and eat right. There is no if, buts, and about it. Other things that I changed, I use olive oil and coconut oil or avocado oil to cook my eggs. Sometimes if I cook a potato, whether it's a white potato, I only have half, or sweet potato, I have a whole, and all I put on it is avocado oil or olive oil. I cook some boiled eggs and eat that. I eat a lot of eggs. I get them cheap at Walmart. And so start tweaking your diet and the way you eat. Watch for, fatty content. And like I said, the Fitness Pal was a lifesaver for me. Exercise is key, not only because you want to do the cardio because it keeps your heart going, and heart disease is huge for us women, but you want to do weight training because you want your muscle and because bone density is huge as you're aging. I'm currently going through perimenopause and I'm losing my mind, but I'm thankful for exercise and the people in my life who bear with me and love me regardless. And it's baby steps. Make a journal. Figure out if you're eating out of compulsion, if there's a part of your life that needs healing, if you need to see a therapist, if you're not sleeping well, it's huge. Talk to your doctor about those things. They are important. You cannot take care of a whole family and not take care of yourself. It doesn't work that way. And as the years go by, you're the one that's losing the most. You really are. So I just want to encourage you all to take the time to take care of yourself from the inside out. Don't let other people define beauty or what would be a perfect body shape for you. A lot of the foolishness that we see is not real. People are taking pictures. Now you've seen them in angles and filters. You can do all kinds of magic with these phones nowadays and these applications. Focus on you, on your beauty, on who you are. And confidence is a superpower. I embrace and love women that walk in their truth regardless. And for so many of us, we say, I'm not going to wear this bathing suit till I lose this, or I need to lose this to do this. You could die at any minute and not do any. Which one would you rather do? This summer will get the body that Maria has, and I will wear what I want to wear because I've done the work this far, and this is how far I've gotten on my journey. And as I continue to journey closer, in another year, I might be closer to where I really want to be. It doesn't stop. I don't stop living for anyone. I don't change who I am to accommodate a man, my mother, or anyone. I am loving every part of who I am and who I've become and who I am becoming. And I hope you're doing the same for yourself. We're setting an example for the next generation of women and boys. So when I say I wanted to motivate you, I do. I want to inspire you to love the hell out of yourself, to take care of yourself. There are no shortcuts. Don't let anybody pull you down. If you're in a relationship and you feel some kind of way, because so many of you do, sit down with your partner and let them know how you feel about their comments, about what they're watching, or what they're exposing you. I've been there and done it. I'm not willing to go down that road. There's women out there that are willing to do everything. I'm not one of those women. I am not going to devalue who I am to make somebody else happy. I don't think it would be of God, and it would not honor who I am as a person. And I see the pain in so many of you, and you don't know where to start. You don't have a support system. And know that I'm here. I answer questions. I have told many of you I will work out with you. I'm not a trainer, but I will encourage you, and I will take the time. If you want me to come work out with you, I will. Within the days that I work out, I'm more than happy to partner with you. But in the meantime, please stay encouraged. It's gonna take time. It's a long process, but if you trust it, you will marvel at how strong you really are, how resilient your body is, and how good God really is and faithful. Love you. Stay encouraged, one step at a time. See you next week. Bye-bye.